4 minutes past midnight seems like the perfect time for an epiphany, right? I literally had to get up and put my shirt and a bra back on just to film and talk to you about this. I've already been thinking a lot about my old motivations to lose weight and just like a lot of beliefs that I had the first time around when I lost like 30 pounds. And that was like a year and a half ago. And I have since gained all of that back and like 5 pounds more. Bonus 5 pounds. So I have a lot of progress that I need to make and a lot of change that needs to happen. The change has been happening. It's been pretty slow. It's been a little bit hit and miss, but I'm happy that most days I care and most days I still track. I'm not like completely throwing everything out the window and just like swearing off dieting entirely like I have before when I gained weight originally, like way back when. I'm happy that my opinion has stayed the same about it. I'm happy that I've always known that this is what I want to do, that I want to, get serious about it again, and I'm progressively like dipping my toes and getting back into it. I wouldn't say that I have fully submerged myself yet, and that is something that here soon it's definitely trickling back in. I am slowly like cutting down a little bit more. I'm getting a lot more consistent about when I do track. And something that's been helping me is just reflecting a lot on my beliefs, my motivations, how they've changed, but also like stuff that I thought my first time around that I think I should definitely bring back in to this weight loss journey as well, because it helped me so much. So the first big thing is something that I've already done, which is doing something over doing nothing. The first time around when I was losing weight, I remember thinking like, this is really intense what I'm doing. Like I have my whole calorie goal every day. I have my macro goals that I have to hit every day. And I just remember thinking like, this is a lot of effort. Like if I had to gauge it on a scale, like I was probably at like 10, like I was at a full 100% effort. And I just remember thinking like, I wish I had more, like even 50%, even 40% days. I just wish that I had a lot more mid-level effort, especially when it's like, if the choice is that or zero effort, of course, like take what I can get. I just wish that I had made some smarter choices back when I was gaining weight. Even if it was the smallest little thing, like even if it was the difference between getting regular pop or diet pop. I genuinely wish that I had gotten like diet more often or whatever the thing is, or get water more often. And I wish that I had tried more little things to help myself out, and like basically what I'm doing now, like dipping my toes into weight loss. Because even if I was wrong, even if I was like, not making as much progress as I was seeing then, at least it would be better to have done that and at least started on it a bit more gradually than having like the full nearly overnight overhaul that I did. But I will say, I do think that this time around, I am starting a bit smarter because I'm not doing like a full 180 all of a sudden. I just don't think that that's the most sustainable approach, and I just don't see it working long term, and it's hard for me to like get myself to actually do it if I don't think it's gonna work. I think I'm on a better path by dipping my toes into it, warming up to the ideas, warming up to the mindset of weight loss before I like try to jump in it completely. You fall asleep and then the next day you're suddenly at like, what is that? Like an 8 to 10 hour turnaround time. You're just gonna shock yourself. I think you're just gonna shock your system. So I think that I'm starting it a lot smarter this time around, where like I've had doses of disappointment, but I've also had doses of like progress, and that's awesome. And I'm happy that like I have little wins, and this is like exactly what I wanted the first time around. Was I wish I had just done something. I wish I had done even the littlest bit to help myself out. I wish I had just tried that. Like it doesn't have to be 100% all the time, every day. So I'm happy that this time around I'm actually doing that. The second big epiphany that I had was realizing that I don't need to have an epiphany and that I don't need to have everything figured out. Maybe this comes off very like non-committal, but I guess I'm just non-committal then. I can't see myself like knowing exactly what I'm going to eat and how I'm going to eat, I should say. I could never see myself knowing exactly how I'm going to eat for the rest of my life. I feel like I can't commit to saying like, yeah, I'm going to follow this diet forever. I think that there's like aspects of a diet, like things that I can learn, that I can bring into how I eat for the rest of my life. Sure, of course, like it teaches you things and that's great. But yeah, no, I don't think that I can say like with 100% certainty, 100% confident, like I know what my diet's going to look like in 5 years. Like I mean, it's definitely going to change and be on the healthier side, but like I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. And I feel so much like I can't focus too much on like maintenance and like long term view because I haven't even lost the weight yet. So it wouldn't make sense for me to like stall me starting now just because I don't know what my life is going to look like in a few years. And to expand on that, I would even say that not having it figured out is totally fine, right? But even if your belief, if your approach completely changes within like a month and you don't see that coming, that's fine. Like that's completely fine. I think there's a quote out there, something like, be stern and stubborn in your goal, but be flexible about the way that you get there. And I think that that's really wise. Even if your motivation changes, even if what you have to say to yourself to get yourself to like work out, to eat at a caloric deficit, to eat healthy foods, to make healthy choices, like it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like your reasons are in your brain and it's your business entirely. Like that is the full truth. It doesn't matter what anyone else is thinking about it or what you think other people think about it. Like it does. Don't fear judgment like that. Like whatever you have to tell yourself to follow through on your goals that you set, that is your business, is also completely your business. Like it's your problem. It's your issue that you're working to resolve. Like you are taking the initiative to change your life. So whatever you have to tell yourself to get there is, in my opinion, like totally your business. And I think that I'm being very inclusive by wording it that way because you will talk to people who need like the bully type personal trainer who just like yells at them like they're almost drill sergeant, like they're very military, in your face, screaming at you to like drop and give me 50 or like whatever it is, you know, like screaming at the top of their lungs, screaming about burpees. Like some people like, okay, I don't know if this is gonna like open up an argument, but I'm just saying like some people like want to almost be like ridiculed or like shamed for it. And I don't think that you should assume that someone wants that or not. Like obviously don't do that because I've gotten a couple comments like that and I'm like, excuse me? Like I'm not like that at all. But I'm just saying, like someone who is the total opposite of me, like I have a very psychology, you know, self-love approach first. Like I think that people should be approaching it from a spot of like healing, a spot of like deeper understanding of themselves and why they make the decisions that they make. Why, like taking a look at the deeper underlying problems and what's really going on beneath all of it, beneath the eating issues, beneath, you know, the interest in dieting, and beneath like why it hasn't happened yet or like what's holding you back, like what deeper beliefs do you have about yourself, or about food that's like affecting everything else in your life. Like, I am super intrigued by that stuff. Like, that's the kind of journey that I want to go on. I want to get deep. I want to like ask myself those super, super, super intimate, super hard questions. Like, I want to know the real reason why this is so hard for me. You know, I want to get deep. That's my motivation. Like, that is what drives me. Like, I have that kind of approach. And that to me is my business. Like, that is completely within my right to have that kind of mindset, to have that kind of approach. But I would never in my life want to gatekeep weight loss and say that, like, if you want to lose weight, you have to want it for the reason that I want to lose it. Like, you have to want it for yourself for the reasons I want it for myself. No. In my opinion, like, whatever people are telling themselves, whatever reason they have to do it, if at the end of the day they're happy with that and maybe it just matches their personality better, I can't relate. I could never have like a military drill sergeant type personal trainer or accountability buddy or like someone like borderline bullying me to lose weight. Like, I said it already, but I swear I don't get it. That does not work on me at all. Like, it would make me feel awful. It would make me feel terrible. And I don't like that. I don't like that. And for other people, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just a kind of like it makes them feel more competitive. It makes them feel like they're in this like competition. They're like tearing themselves down to build up this like beautiful, better, improved version. And that's their entire motivation. That is their business. I don't care. As long as you don't like come at me and start, giving me unsolicited drill sergeant instructions and calling me a loser, calling me this and that, then I don't care. Sorry, I just got a text from someone who I haven't talked to in months and it really caught me off guard. Okay. I kind of want to see what they said. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. It's like a nothing text. That's fine. But anyways, I don't remember if I said this already, but like, also the lack of epiphany, the not needing epiphany, the not needing a huge overarching motivation is so freeing in itself. Like, if you don't need that big, my life will never be the same, like, cinematic experience, great. Like, that's probably honestly the better way to go too. Because I think too many people get caught up in like, oh, I'll change it if when something terrible happens. And that's not like a smart approach at all. Because like, why would you wait until you have like a serious health scare to do something about it? Because then you're going to be regretting not doing stuff now. You know what I mean? And even if it's not like a big scary moment, if people are just waiting for something to finally click, something to finally make sense, you don't need it to. It's never going to fully make sense, I think, is something that like I have embraced so much more since my first weight loss journey. I think that it has made me so like go with the flow, and it's kind of taken this like, I don't know, like borderline procrastination, because I think it's supposed to be some like huge monumental nothing is ever the same again. I suddenly like became evolved into this completely different person. You don't have to be a completely different person to start to lose weight. You don't. And like, honestly, the sooner that you do it and you prove to yourself that like you don't need to have a total, life-changing experience, or you don't have to become a totally different person in order to fulfill your dreams. Like, that's, sorry, I honestly don't remember how that sentence started, so I don't know how to put the period on it. But basically what I'm saying is like, you now is the same person who's going to get you to you later. If that makes sense. Like the before and the after, it's still the same person. Like you are not missing a critical piece of information or like a foundational change to your character. Like that's not the difference between your before photo and your after photo. You're still the same person. Let me say it like this. You already possess all of the qualities that you need to lose weight. You don't need to already be a totally different person because you right now, as you are complete. Like you are the person who's going to do that. Like you already are that. You know what I'm trying to say? The cats are starting to gather, so I probably am going to be tapping out here soon. But I am so sure that another night I'm going to have more poorly timed epiphanies. In the middle of the night, I should be asleep by now. And I promise I'll let you in on them. So if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to be notified of the next time I do this. And thank you so much for listening.